born and I started to realize myself. I look at my skin and I'm black. Then I traveled to Jamaica many years after and I see they're black. Then I come to America, I see they're black, and you want to tell me blacks come from different places of black? No. As far as I'm concerned, black comes from Africa, that's it. And that's the motherland.
Let's go.
So to even start with the conversation of I'm black American and the level of superior feeling against the black from Africa, you know, due to a lot of things that we can go ahead and talk about, I've realized there are stages of mentality. Even in the Caribbean, one guy saw me one time driving on the road to Ochi. He said, yes, I want to sell way out, you know, see them black man, yeah, see them people from Africa, them real African, yeah, them sell way out. I'm like, I was not part of that system. I didn't put a hand in whatever. But that is the mentality. So it tells you that there are a lot of things that have been said and have been told about Africa. Africa too, the Africans in the diaspora, and they literally feel like we live on trees and all the other stuff that is not the right picture. Meanwhile, when I come to New York, I see filth.
Oh, Jesus.
What you just saw there is a brand new twist on America's favorite pastime.
To LA, I see filth. I'm like, you see, it's all about appropriation and what the media tells us and shows us. So they're using things that are supposed to unite us to separate us. So we now have to use a diverse and various uniqueness that we have to unite us back. And music is the only one tool that can do that.
What's going on, family? So I can take this off. So, as you see in this particular video with this African artist with Sway, he's wearing, you know, of course, the cultural, Black American cultural kind of outfit while making this crazy reference, which is not true, by the way, and we know it's not, especially those of us who live on the West Coast, because out here, the programs that cater towards like African immigrants it caters so heavy toward African immigrants that they all walk around with this pompous attitude. So when you guys start experiencing these West Coast Black immigrants, or melanated immigrants, shall I say, y'all are starting to see what we've been seeing, and that's how we come out with this whole conversation of tethers. So here's this guy actively cosplaying in his getup, because that is not any kind of what he's wearing in this video does not come from Black culture. But it's always falsely misrepresenting us, and then to say the things that keep us together is more, and all. We've heard all of that before. And right now, there's a whole issue, even within the Caribbean diaspora, that they all don't get along. And I really wish that people would start addressing all of these inner beefs. Nigerians and South Africans don't get along. South Africans don't get along with quite a lot of people, actually, but they just don't get along, right? But all of a sudden, we're supposed to take everybody and everybody's garbage and filth and crap that they bring, and then we're also supposed to deal with their stereotypes of what they believe of us and what they perceive of Black Americans. And then when shit go bad for them, then all of a sudden, everybody's looking for a kumbaya. And because we are saying, no, we refuse to be used like that this time, all of a sudden something's wrong with us. Family, this is what it looks and sounds like when people are exploiting you and you have prevented them from continuing to exploit you. All you did was cut off the fountain, and you cut off the level of comfort that they had while using you and exploiting you and your ancestors. There's nothing wrong with cutting that off. There's nothing hateful in cutting that off. What's hateful is using someone and using someone else's lineage and using the things that they have dealt with and went through and then putting yourself on and writing yourself into their history as if there was always some camaraderie, and there was not. So we'll come back in and finish this off in a minute.
Okay, so now I can finish up. Looking at what type of time we are in, we have a lot of people over here now going out of their way to make us African. Like I said, there's a whole beef amongst the Haitians and Jamaicans going on right now, because the Jamaicans, even with the tragedies going on, the hurricanes going on down there, they still elevated themselves over other Caribbeans, and then try to say we're strong as one big Caribbean. See, here's the problem. This diaspora lie keeps being spread, and then it gets exposed, and then people keep coming to us as if we're supposed to be looking to join something that is clearly not even working in these people's homeland. Then they come here with the same behavior that is not working in their homeland and act like we're supposed to make it work. We can focus on ourselves, and we haven't had enough time to heal from the trauma we've dealt with this system of white supremacy here in America. Now that we are really seriously focused on reparations and justice, everybody else is turning their attention toward what we're doing and trying to say, hey, involve us too. And that's not our job, nor is that anything that we are obligated to do. And we hear a lot of people act like we need to be the people to jump in there and fill in those spots. Like, nah, man. I'm not in agreement with that type of movement at all, because all it is exploitative. It doesn't go both ways. It's just us helping everybody else in the process. And here's the problem, right? When we're trying to help ourselves, everybody's saying, wait, no. Help us instead. And if you don't help us, let's shame you and gaslight you to death. I ain't with none of that. I'm with Black Empowerment. This is the code, a Black first agenda. Simple as that. And I understand I come from a historic level of rebellious people. I understand. One thing we do know, though, we don't hate God. We're rebellious against God, but we don't hate God. But the people that some of us have become to idolize and worship, they absolutely hate God. And sometimes some of those people even have black skin. Not every black person on the planet is like us when it comes to the Lord. And I think that's a humongous problem we have in our community. We get these outsiders. One of the reasons why they want to imitate us and then have negative things to say about us while imitating us is because we're jealous. Jealous of what? Because we're so blessed to be the salt of the earth. We are the great Lowrys of the planet. And you can only get that from one source, and you can't recreate it. You can't make it. That's why everybody needs to copy us. And we're really gonna think we are this. And see, here's the thing that he also said in that little piece, that we believe we're superior. That is a projection of their insecurity. When you hear people throw stuff out like that, that's just an insecurity of their own. For number one, I guess the envy of not being a Black American. Although they would come over here and say, we were never slaves. Now all of a sudden, these same people want to talk about the diaspora and we're brothers, and no, we're not. And then you start uncovering the scams that they were doing. And all of these people over here in our own ilk, foundational Black Americans, freedmen, whatever the hell you want to call yourselves, but you're of Black American bloodline and lineage, And you're here railing against other Black Americans for foreigners under the guise of this blanket blackness. I see more people saying accept people because they're Black than I've ever seen Black people in America do that with their own family members. I really wish you hypocritical pieces of crap out here would stop. Because lying and misrepresenting our position is the work of the devil. Some of y'all need to look in the mirror and ask yourselves, who do you truly serve? Because if you are willing to rail against the Lord's people, then by extension, are you not also railing against him? And of course, I mean us, the real true people who fit biblical prophecy, not the fakers and the imposters. Those who said, because why would there be people now that say they are Jews and are not? Do you understand if you actually read that Bible, the whole 3-letter word doesn't appear to the New Testament, but it's really harped on in Revelations when they talked about the fake. But here's the thing, we're known per biblical scripture. We are known by the Lord, by the Most High. He knows us, knows every hair on our heads. And his word will not return back void. We are watching the collapse of Satan's system. We are watching the deterioration that's happened before. All of these systems have come and gone. That's why we're here again. See, they can't create a sustaining society because they are not the sustainer. Although they've done everything within their power to try to be like God. And see, this is where us and all of the African and Caribbean immigrants differ. We don't look to white people to be that savior and that they are the end all be all, but everybody of the colonized mind. See, there's a difference with the colonized mind versus us. We are the people who fight. So we recognize oppression and we fight against oppression. We never accepted colonization, and we couldn't be colonized because, the free Negroes who were put into slavery. And there is historical evidence, and I don't understand where these people come from that show and demonstrate how little they know about Black American history. They didn't know that Central Park was a freedman city, and then eminent domained it, just like a lot of these other Black neighborhoods. And now we can look back in retrospect to see why it was so important to destroy these Black communities, because that would be a historic community now. Even we still have a historic community here now, although we've been gentrified the hell up out of it. But even being there ties us into history. My relative, James Witzel, being the first free Black child born in the state of Colorado post-slavery. You know, these are things that have been established. Now, where he and his family resided is where the central station in Denver is right now. So everywhere we were to be able to establish roots has been destroyed. And now we can look at it now why people are still trying to erase our history in this country and rewrite our history in this country. We always have to preserve and fight against this, because we have to recognize that this has always been a thing. This right now, which FBA, it's not new. And I look back to the Panthers, and I look back to even Martin Luther King and the civil rights. I look back to NOI and how the mainstream media always tried to go out of their way to label the Nation of Islam, label Dr. Martin Luther King. They was trying to make Martin Luther King out to be violent. He preaches violence. He's literally preaching nonviolence. But you can go find old interviews of white people saying this about Martin Luther King. You could go out around and hear the interviews with even Elijah Muhammad. They still try to bait black people into saying something crazy. And so your rhetoric, and then continuously misrepresent your position. We've watched Farrakhan had that done to him over the dirty religion comment back in the 80s. So that's how you know a lot of these people are not really truly invested in the black empowerment, because they have no history or no roots in this thing. Now they're coming over looking to come up for whatever reason. And we have a lot of agents out here, but one thing they don't have is roots and history. They got a bunch of accusations, but they talk accusations past the truth. So here's the truth of the matter. Every time that we've had a black leader speak in empowerment, there was always somebody who was tied to them people coming out here trying to besmirch or infiltrate and try to destroy from within and from without with misinformation, black groups and black progress. And so we get these tethers coming over here while still dressing like us and then saying we think we're superior. We are the only people who have been in an ever so non-stop fight against the system of white supremacy. And it in turn has benefited all of these other groups who have never shown us any respect or gratitude. And so we are saying we're only worrying about our own issues from here on out. You people have had 60 plus years to come correct with us. Why haven't you? So black skin don't get you in. Being on code is where we begin. So African, Jamaican, Haitian, any immigrant, melanated individual, especially if you are of what we go by on those tribes. People don't subscribe to that, but I do. So if you fall under those categories, then rethink your identity. Rethink your power. That's a scripture that just makes me think, if my people who are called by my name turn from their wicked ways, seek my face, then will we hear from heaven. And he'll heal our land, which means us. I think right now we have been the ultimate in rebellion. We represent rebellion at a high level. But yet and still, everybody still copies us. That shows us the power that's already within us. I spoke before about having that kingdom inside of you. I am serious as a heart attack family. The kingdom of heaven is within you. If you are of this ilk, if you are of this lineage, then this is why you're here at this moment, to witness the unthinkable. Because who would ever thought that a movement just based on black togetherness would cause such a ruckus? And these people are sick. They're finding everything to call us in the book. But take pride in this. Every other group that has had wins, every other black entity, movement, all of them have had exactly what we're experiencing. Infiltration, backbiting, backstabbing, because these people were here with outside agendas to begin with. The biggest thing is eliminating outside agendas. And so some people need to do some soul searching. Can you be D9 and be about black empowerment at the same time? Can you be part of your association or your fraternity, sorority, or society and be about black empowerment? One thing you can do is serve the Most High and be about Black empowerment. So if the God that you're serving doesn't allow for you to fight for your people, maybe that ain't the right God. Because always remember how Moses got in his position. Moses was balling out, living in Egypt, in Pharaoh's palace, and had high rank and authority in the country. You know how he ended up following or leading Israel? It's because something inside of him, when he saw one of his own countrymen, his own lineage, getting abused by an Egyptian. This, for all intents and purposes, diaspora people, that means black on black crime, right? But he could recognize the difference in his countrymen than this Egyptian. The Egyptians have the same, they come back from the same lineage of all those, the Africans from the diaspora and the continent. However, these black people said that knew they weren't African, they still could look black because everybody had black skin. Meaning you had more than one particular group of people with black skin. Imagine that. Like we have white people that aren't all of the same with white skin. Same thing with Asians. They're Asian, Oriental. Somehow, though, when it comes down to us, it's all just one. But history tells you different. Even the Bible tells you different. So when Moses saw his family being abused, he rose up and struck that Egyptian man down. That's why they called him the murderer. And then he went on the run. Because there was classism there. Are you hearing what I'm saying? In Egypt, in Pharaoh's kingdom, a black kingdom, there was classism. And so, once people said, wow, look at Israel, their numbers are getting crazy huge. And they got all these different tribes. They had 12 tribes, 12 sons. Now these sons have born tribes, and these are generations of people who are just reproducing at a crazy rate. Sound familiar? I'm just saying, this is why these people are doing what they're doing now, and this is why you're seeing some of these things. They understand the spiritual implications. What I'm saying is they don't serve the same God as we do. Our God doesn't know those people. And if you go all the way back down to the Bible, it would tell you that. Now, I know that's hard pill for people to swallow, but, we're at the point now where spiritual is meeting reality. So if you're not ready to meet reality as it is, a lot of people are going to have a problem with that. But I'm not telling you go to church on Sunday, but I'm telling you, you better tap into that power that you got. I'm not telling you to go look to the dead. I'm telling you, look to that living power that is obviously waking you up in the morning and got you tuned in listening to me right now. That one. That's what you need to be tapping into. And I think that's what people have saw when 2 or 3 of us are gathered. And we have created something together, family, that only the Lord himself can ordain. So let's move in that anointing and blessing, and let's continue to do this work for us and our people, because this is what he has put us here to do. And with that being said, family, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? And to the brother, and I say brother loosely. I know some people are, I wouldn't call him a brother. Calm down. What I'm saying is, we don't look at ourselves as being superior, although the Lord himself does. So what you have to say, just look at us in our own humility and allow us to be what we are. Now, see, what we're doing is just being amongst ourselves, and all of you are having a problem with it and saying we are feeling like we're superior because we just want to be around each other. This world has gotten so used to taking advantage of us, family. It's not a joke. They've been so used to just taking hardcore advantage of us. And it's time to put that to an end. I hope you guys are with me on it. Tired of being exploited and being used and then gaslit, lit, and shamed for not allowing it anymore. Let's be done with that, family. And if anybody really wants to push that envelope with you at the end of the day, just simply let them know. Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? Family, like and share this broadcast. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket and contribute to this channel, support this channel, you can most definitely do so by way of CashApp. That's $beatzillapdx. And we also have PayPal, which is Zilla Music. That is ZILLAMUZAK and PayPal. So I just wanted to come in and finish this because I was in motion. So, but I wanted to go ahead and so as soon as I got in, I just want to sit down here and just finish this real quick because we're going to start seeing a lot more of this. And so obviously we're going to be seeing a lot more reactions. Looks like also the government is open, well, about to be open. Roland Martin got egg on his face, which, you know, I'm going to give my take on that as well, but that'll be in a different video. I know a lot of people got hot takes on Roland and Charlemagne. So there's something there I want to kind of talk about. But, you know, I think times are changing, and it is time for us to most definitely push the envelope of independent agenda. This black agenda, this black first agenda, you dig? So, family, again, like this video. You can join this channel if you would like. If you have not already subscribed, hit that notification bell, hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded or a video premieres. But until next time, family, y'all stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed one. Peace.
It's a cultural divide. I'm gonna get it on the floor. You really about to do it? 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
So if any black people want reparations,
and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about
tethers,
to try to be all in the video,
speaking for black people,
dancing.
come to New Black Media and the Black Grassroots. Peace.